Hello my friends and welcome back to a new video. As all of us know, a room database is based on SQLite database, and inside the SQLite database somehow we cannot store the booleans. But room database as a converter itself will change the booleans to integers, and instead of true it will store number 1, and instead of false it will store number 0 inside our database. But when we want to store a list of booleans more than one, we have to use the boolean itself. We cannot use the integer instead of the boolean. In this case we have to use TypeConvertor to store our data inside the room database. And in this video I'm going to show you how to add a type converter, Gson converter, to use a list of booleans and store them all inside the room database. Be with me till the end of the video and I'm going to show you how to do this. Here I have a project with a room database. I have two checkboxes. One of them is unchecked, the other one is checked. That means false and true. And you can see here I have inspection for my database. As the status I have number 0 and number 1, as I told you. And here you can see in the entity class I have the status type boolean. So the room database, as I said, it will change it automatically from boolean to integer here. Now let's go and see another project. Here also I have a room database, and you can see I have multiple checkboxes. In the entity I have list of boolean, and in the inspection you can see that directly the booleans are stored in my database. True, true, false, true, like that. There is no 1 or 0 here. So today we are going to build this project together, and I'm going to show you how you can make this application. It has item name, and you can delete them just live and real time. And you have list of booleans to mark your task. It's on pending or in progress or completed or whatever you want to name them. And even you can make them more, like 5 or 6, any amount of checkboxes that you want, you can use inside. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and let's build this application together. Okay, let's start with adding the dependencies. Actually, before I start recording, I have added all of the required dependencies, and here I'm going to tell you what I've done. Here we need this plugin for KSP, Kotlin Symbol Processing, and if you want to use kapt, you can use this one. If you don't know what is the difference between kapt and KSP, I have recorded recently a video about it. The last video in my channel is about this. So I'm going to put the link of this video on the top and down below in the description. You can find it. Then all the way down, I have this line for KSP, this line for room database, and this line for converter. And if you want to use kapt, you can use this line instead of this. Here a bit on the top, I have updated the compose option to 1.5.7. I'm not sure about the version that you have in your Android Studio. And here in the build.gradle project view, I have added this line for KSP, and I have updated my Kotlin to this version 1.9.21, and I've synced it. Everything is ready to start. Here in the main activity nothing has changed, and I'm going to use clean architecture, so I have two packages here. One of them data, the other one presentation. In the presentation, I have the theme, I have the UI, the main activity is inside the UI, and empty package for view model, and later I'm going to use it. In the data, I have empty package for DAO, empty package for the database, and empty package for entity. I think let's start from the entity by right click and creating a data class, and we can calling it to do entity. Okay, let me zoom and close this. We need it for our to-dos. So here on the top, I can add entity annotation, importing it, and here let's add the variables that we need. Let me use the stuff that is suggesting to me. I have one variable for the IDs here. I have added this primary key to it. That means automatically it will generate the integer based ID for us. If you don't know anything about them, anything about room database, I have a crash course about the room database. You can watch it in the channel, and again I'm going to put the link on the top and down below in the description. It's equal to 0. I need a title. No need to have a description here, and this one should be changed. Statuses, I want to have multiple of them, so it should be a list out of booleans. Okay, so I have three variables: one ID, a text, and list of booleans for the statuses. Okay, this one is done here. Let's go further by having the DAO. Right click, new, and interface. And let me call it to do DAO. Data access object, as we know. So here, let me close it, zoom. DAO. Alt and enter, importing DAO, and that's it. So here we have to create the functions that we need and also the queries. So let's have a suspend function at the beginning for insert and update the data. And I'm going to use, as always, the annotation upsert. And let's call this upsert to do or upsert, whatever you want. So we have this to do, but let me change it to do entity. Importing it, and it's okay. We need another suspend function for delete. Let me check the suggestion. Annotation delete, suspend function delete to do out of the class entity. That's okay. We need one query to load the data. Select from our to do entity. No, the name of it should be changed. order by ID ascend, the function get to do's, flow of, list of to do entity. So let's have it and do some changes in it. Alt and enter to import the delete annotation, then alt and enter to import this. We don't have such thing, but we can import it. Let's go to the entity. The table name is to-dos. So instead of this, I can use to-dos, and there is no need to import anything else here. It works perfectly. And instead of get to-dos, we can use all to-dos by ID. And later, if you want to have some kind of sorting function, you can use another query and add get all to-dos by description, by title, by whatever you want. That's why I changed it to get all to-dos by ID. We are done here in the DAO, so let's go further in the database and create the database class. Here, right click, new Kotlin file or class. The class is okay, a simple class. So to do database. That's okay. Closing it. First of all, the annotation, a database, then parentheses. Here we have to add some things. Entities will be to do entity class. The version will be 1. Export a schema through. No need this. I don't want to confuse you. Let me delete it. Alt and enter. Import the to the entity class, and that's it. The only required things that we need is the entity and the version of our database. Don't forget to add here that we have a room database. This class is a room database, and it has inheritance of our room database. So if you want, you can add the things that it suggested, but I'm not going to add them. Okay, abstract class to do database, inheritance of room database, and inside of it abstract value DAO and to do DAO. Here we have done everything, and let's go to the data, right click, new, and add a new package. Till here we had everything that I have added in the previous videos that we had about room database, but from here the things that I'm going to add are new. So a new package for the converters, and inside of it I'm going to add a simple class, Kotlin class, and calling it to do converters. Okay, let's close it and zoom here. Inside of the body of this class, I need annotation type converter. this one without s, and a function from boolean list. Then we are going to give a value to it. Is a list of booleans. Then we are going to change it to a string. Okay, and now I have to add a value Gson equals to Gson parentheses, and in the next line it will return yes, Gson to JSON and passing the value to it. Okay, that's it for this function, and down below we need another function. Again, a type converter. Then a function to boolean list, and again a value the type of the value is a string, list of boolean. Okay, I need a value list type. Okay, let me add it. An object type token list of boolean, and here the type. Then it will return Gson from JSON and value and list type. Okay, let me explain it. We have two converters. One of them from boolean will give us a string, and the other one from a string will give us a list of boolean. So from boolean, this one to boolean. This one is to load the data, let's say, and this one is no, I said the reverse. This one is to insert the data, and this one is to load and fetch the data. Okay, it will make it boolean for us. Okay, later we are going to use them. Let's go back to the database, and here now we have to add it to our database. So for this, here on the top, I'm going to add annotation of type converters, and this one with s. Here in the parentheses, I have to add the class to do converters and close the parentheses. Alt and enter and import it. So here this line is extra and is more than usual. We have whatever we need for our database. So actually this data package is fully done. Let's go further and add the view model. New Kotlin class, and let's call it to do view model. Okay, closing this, zooming here, and let's start from the top. Here, private value of to-do.o Alt and enter, and then we should tell this class that you are a view model. Okay. Here down below, let's have a private value underscore to-dos, mutable stateful of list of to-do out of an empty list. Okay. Here it should be to the entity, and this one should be imported only. That's okay. And in the next line, I need a value calling it to-dos. Stateful of list of to-do entity, and finally it's equal to underscore to-dos. Okay, so first of all, at the beginning, our data will sit here inside of this to-dos, underscore to-dos, I mean. It's a private value, and whatever we want to do on our data, on the received data inside the view model, we can do on this, and the final data after all of the processes should be loaded into this one, and this one is not private, so we can fetch whatever we have in this variable outside of the view model, for example inside the main activity or inside the files that we are going to create for the UI, and extracting the data from this variable and loading it on the elements of the UI. So in the init block, as all of us know, the init block is like, let me delete this, I'm not sure that way. It's like the onCreate in the main activity. So as soon as the application opens, this init block will execute, and whatever we have inside it should be loaded. So view model scope, that's launch. I'm going to launch a coroutine because we want to launch the suspend functions that we have in the DAO. So to-do.o should be called dot. We have to load all of the data that we had. So get all to-dos by ID dot collect, and here a return variable to do, and underscore to do values dot to do. So these to dos will sit inside of the underscore to dos dot value. This one is about the init block, and let's go further and add the other functions. For inserting a to-do, we need to-do title at the beginning. The ID will sit automatically in the database, and let's go to the entity. And the list of our booleans by default, all of them should be false, 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 false. And later, the user will edit them. So we need only a to-do title, and the user should write this. Okay, to-do entity. So here we need a title. The title will be equals to this to-do title, then a comma, the statuses is equal to a list, the size of 3, and false for all of them. So view model scope.launch to do insert to do and to do. We don't have such function, so we should change it. Let me add it. Dot upsert to do, and we have to pass this to do, a single to do, inside of this function. Okay. The next function that we need is a function to delete the data. So function delete to do entity. That's okay. Closing it, and down below view model scope.launch. Okay, let's go back to this. View model scope.launch to do delete to do, and we have to pass a to do, which is here. And the last function update to do, yeah, we need to do entity and some extra materials. So a new set uses equals to list of boolean. That's okay. View model scope dot launch and to do dot upsert to do here to do entity equals to this to do, or let's change this to make confusion. Okay, now it's better. And dot copy statuses equals to new statuses. So we don't want to change the title and the ID, so we are going to use the to do entity, then copy. It's a data class I used a lot, this like type of coding in other videos, so you are familiar with it if you are following my channel. And the statuses is equal to new statuses, the only thing that should be changed. So all of the functions that we need are here. If you want, you can add a repository and add all of them inside the repository, then call them here in the view model. But for this video, I've decided to work like this to make it shorter. And later, after I told you about the use cases, I'm going to show you how we can use the use cases. And here we can have instead beside these two packages another package calling it domain. Okay, for now everything is done here. We have to go to the main activity, define the view model, and add our UI. So let's start from the main activity. Inside of the main activity, as I said, we have to define our database and our view model. I'm going to delete the extra material. Zooming here in the global scope, I'm going to add private value of db by lazy room.database builder application context and the to-do database class.java, and name of it will be, we can write here name equals to to-dos database or to-dos underscore database. This name is better. And I think this and this are extra. Here finally dot build. Okay, we have created our database, and then private value of view model by view models to do view model, and here sorry, instead of curly braces we need parentheses. Factory producer, here curly braces, and down below object view model provider dot factory override function T, not this one, and not this one. Create model class of T, return to the view model db.dow. That's it. So we have created instance of our view model, and we passed the database.dow into it as we had it here. So we have something here inside this. Okay. Let's take a look at our UI and see what do we need. Okay, here down below I have a button bar to add the to-dos, and on the top we have a lazy column to display the stored to-dos. So let's start from this. Here we have a scaffold, and you can use the scaffold to do whatever you want. sorry, we don't need this. And let's open this, having modifier here, comma, the bottom bar. And inside of our bottom bar, I'm going to add a file that we are going to create. So add to do bottom bar. That's good. Let's create it here. Inside of the UI, right click, new file. Okay, here we have it, and here composable function add to do button bar. Inside of the main activity, here we have it. We just need to import it. Let me check if the name is the same. Okay, here we have it. We need to pass the view model here to it, equals to the view model, and let's add it. Let's get rid of this error, then we can work on this. Create parameter and refactor. So now we have our view model instance inside the add to do's. Let's work on this add to do function, then we are going to make the other parts. Okay, here we need outline text field, we need add button, we need a row to store this two inside this. So here let's start with having a bottom bar, bottom app bar, and a var to do title by remember mutable state of empty string. Okay, then inside of our bar, let's have a row modifier equals to modifier dot fill max width, importing it, horizontal arrangement, spaced by 8 dp, importing the dp, and in the next line vertical alignment alignment center vertically, importing this at the end and here. Outline text field, we need a value, and after that on value change. For the value, I'm going to pass this to the title and when the value changes to the title equals to this. Equals to it. That's good. Let's modify our outline text field after this. Having a label. The label can be a text. We need a compose text. So the problem was the import. Okay, now everything is okay. We have a label. After this label, I need a modifier wait 1f single line equals to true and max lines equals to 1. Okay, we are done here. After this outline, we need a button. Okay, after clicking on this button, we should send the data. So if to do title is not blank, view model dot insert to do, we are passing this to do inside it, and then the to do title will be equal to empty string. That's it for the button, and we need a text. Add. Let's change the shape of this button as well. So after the on click, shape equals to rounded corner shape of 6.dp. So everything is done here for the bottom up bar. Let me close the import, and that's it. Let's go to our UI and create another file for our main screen. File. Let's call it to-do screen. Okay, we need to pass a modifier here maybe. And a view model. Okay, here val of to-dos by view model to do collect as state. That's it. Importing it, and here initial empty list. Okay, here we need another function for our list of to-dos. So I can add it here, to do list, and let's add to-dos equal to to-dos, then the view model, then a modifier calls to modify. Let's create it, composable function here, and we need all of these materials here. A lazy column with this modifier. Okay, inside of it, modifier dot fill max size and dot padding of 12 dp. Lazy column should be imported. Okay, items to-dos, we need to use another items block. This one with a list. This one. Okay. I'm going to pass the to-dos, the list of to-dos inside it, and then it will send me back single to-do, and I'm going to import it to our single layout. We need a callback for deleting the item. So on delete, equals to view model dot delete to do, and we are going to pass the to do to it. Then we need a callback for changing the statuses. So on status change, here it will give us a new status, and down below a view model dot update to do should receive the to do and new status as well. Okay, let's create this function. Okay, this one gives us unit, and this one sends back a list of boolean and a unit. Let me send them to the next line to take a look at them all together at the same time. Okay. We have a to-do out of to-do entity. For on delete, it will give back the unit and doesn't have any return object. This on status change will give us a list of booleans and type of unit. Okay, that's okay. Let's have a row. We are working on the single item, so we can have a row. First, let's have a column. Then inside the column, we need a row. So I'm going to take this row inside the column. For the column, I'm adding a modifier. Fill max size dot a border 1dp color black. That's acceptable, and rounded corner shape 10 is enough. Let me import them. Okay, now we have a border, and then dot padding of horizontal 10.dp. That's it for the column. So we have this column here, And inside of the column we can have a row for this item and this delete basket, and down below again we need these items. So let's work on the row. Modifier dot fill max width horizontal arrangement space evenly, and I don't need it. Let's have only the vertical alignment center vertically. Inside of this row I need a text for the title. That works. I need a title and a modifier. The weight should be 1f. That's good. After the modifier, let's have a font weight bold. Like passing it to the next line, we can see them all clearly. After the text, I need icon button for the trash bin. Icon button. Calling on delete, and everything will be done automatically. Inside of the body of our icon button, we need icon image vector dot icons dot default dot delete. That works. Importing it, and here empty string. Okay, that's it, and the tint can be color red because it's a delete icon. Okay, we have done everything here for the first row, and now we need to implement these checkboxes. I need another row. At the end of this row, let's add another row. Fill max width, a space between, center vertically. I don't need them all, but let's use it. The vertical alignment is not necessary, and the space should be evenly. Now it's okay. Inside of my row, I need some variables. I don't want to write 3 times the things that I have here, so let's have a list for them. So let's have a list equals to list of that's good. And now here I need a checkbox. When the checkbox is checked, it should be equal to a status, and when the check changed a new status, and we need a value new status this equals to do dot statuses dot to mutable list, and then new statuses index equals to new statuses. Okay, after all, on status changed, and finally the status will be passed to it. Okay, so we have a text on the top here, and index, and these titles one by one will be seated inside this text. Then we need 3 checkboxes. So we have a checkbox here, and if checked, it will be equal to statuses that comes from our database to display what we had. But when we want to change it, we will have a new boolean sitting in this new status. Then we have created a new status value equals to all of the statuses to mutable list. Then we change them based on the index, and finally we pass them to this onStatus change. And through this onStatus change, it will be changed to this list of boolean and will be passed to the view model. Let me show it to you where we had it again. Okay, here through the view model, this new status will be passed to this update to do. And let's go to view model. For update to do, we are going to use observe function and using all of these materials. The new status will be sitting inside the to do entity, and we use the type converter inside the room database to do this. So I think everything is done. Let's go to the main activity and call our function. So the content needs inner padding, and finally a to do screen should be called. For the modifier, we need a modifier dot padding and passing the inner padding as the value of the padding, and the view model should be passed there, having it in the next line and in the next line. Okay, I think everything is ready. Let's have this inspection. Okay, let's run the emulator. Okay, the build is done and we have no data here. Let's go to the inspection, and now we have it. The second version. Okay, as you can see, the database is created because we had the init blocks, and here there is no data as we don't have here. Let me click on this live and we can see whatever we are going to add here in the inspection. The to do new task, and let's add it. Okay, I have it here, new task, and let me go on the top, make it a bit smaller. Here you can see the ID is number 1, the title is new task, and the statuses are false, false, false. And I'm clicking on them, and you can see real time it will change. I can add another one, task 2, and you can see that I have a new task here, the second one, task, and that's it. We need to add padding here between these two columns, and I think the other things are okay. Let's go to the screen. Where is this screen? Let me find it. Okay, here let's go all the way down to do list. Here after this to do list item, here let me add a spacer. I think it's good. Not this much. ATP is enough. Let's install it. The inspection is running. Make it live. And here, yeah, I have a space here. That's good. And let's add task number 3. Adding it. And you can see it here. So let's close this. Okay, and I'm going to open it. And you can see all of the data are here, and the statuses are the same. Nothing has changed. Even if I rotate the screen, you can see that there is no recomposition, and we have all of the data here. That's it. Okay, that was everything that I wanted to tell you about the type converter, and you know how to use a type converter in the Room database. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you are new in the channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell button to be aware about the new videos. Thank you for your time. If you have any question, any suggestion, any comment, write them down below in the comment box, and I will be so happy to read and answer them. If you want to financially support me, you can find link down below to buy me a coffee, or you can click on the thanks button and donate a short amount of money to me. Have a good day. See you in the next videos. Bye bye. Happy coding.